has set up the perfect home bar with all the right glasses. Sebastien Centner, my buddy.
Thank you.
And so I'm so glad we're going to start with this first question. Does the shape of the glass really have anything to do with the flavor or the whatever the drink is?
It does. Yes.
Why?
Technically, it does. The different shapes of the glass, they allow you to drink the wine in different ways. So,
Yes.
for example, it hits different parts of your palate, tongue, etc. It also brings out different flavors in the wine. But first and foremost, I want everybody to know that this is just a classic wine glass. There's nothing wrong with drinking wine in a classic wine glass.
Okay.
If you want to be a wine expert, it can take years. You're going to learn all this education. Today, you're going to hear from two wine professionals. Okay? Difference between a professional and an expert is professionals have a lot of field training on this.
Yes.
We drink a lot of wine.
Research.
Lots of research, right? So we're going to show you, if you want to upgrade your game and just know a little bit about it, what you can do for that.
Okay, so up first is white wine.
Absolutely. So white wine, now typically what you'll notice with a white wine glass is it's obviously a little bit more slender. Okay, there is two different types of white wine glasses. In this case, this is going to be more of a white burgundy glass. So it's a little bit wider. And the one thing I'm going to show you is how much you should pour into the glass. You should always pour to the widest point in the glass. So to about there. Now the reason why, let's talk about stemmed glasses. The reason why glasses have stems is because you do not want to hold a wine glass this way. It'll warm up the wine.
Okay.
So really, like this, and why don't we let you hold it and sample it. And what this is going to do is actually it's going to open up the flavors and the bubbles in the wine, the flavors are going to bounce off the glass in different ways. So go ahead.
Supposed to do this?
Go for it. Oh, you can if you want. Just try it. Just swig it. I don't think Marilyn's ever met a glass of white wine she didn't like, but good?
Yalva, that's
so
good.
It opens the flavor. So,
really
so in this case, this is a white burgundy, and it's a Chablis that we've done.
Okay.
Now when we move to reds, what you'll find with reds is that if you're with a Cab Sauvignon, it's a similar looking glass like this, but larger.
Yeah,
but
the
then,
mouth is larger, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But in this case, what we're going to show you is a Pinot. This is actually a burgundy glass, a red burgundy glass.
Okay.
It's wider, it's shorter. The reason for this is because when we pour the wine in, you see that?
Yeah.
Is a Pinot Noir is typically going to be a little bit of a younger wine. So when you drink from a glass like this, what happens is instead of, with a glass like this, it sends the flavors into the middle of your palate, the middle of your tongue. This will end up more on the tip of your tongue because it's a bit more delicate.
I'm not really a red wine drinker, but
That's okay. We're going to make you a red wine in the next 3 minutes. See?
Nice.
So it's the flavors and stuff. And again, it absorbs the flavors in a different way.
It pours differently into your mouth. It really
And I'm just going to add very quickly for you a couple things. Number one, when you're opening a bottle of wine, most important thing, get the right tools. You have the right tools, even if you know, a traditional wine opener, a French wine opener, this is a little bit easier to use.
Yeah.
And the most important thing, my biggest pet peeve, is do not take the whole label off. Do not cut it really low. Cut it nice and tall, put it next to it, and you're good to go.
How do you cut that? What is the best cutter for that?
Well, in this case, I used a simple cutter. So this is very simple. You can use a knife. This, you just go like this.
Yeah.
You turn the bottle once, pop it off, and you're good to go.
There you go. That's what that thing is in that drawer that you have that you don't know what that is?
Do you know what? Absolutely. So now you're going to learn how to use these. Now, also, a decanter. Okay.
Now, that's what I want to ask you about that. I got like 3 or 4 different decanters. They're just sitting there. Nothing's happening to them. Is the width of the decanter, is it always for red wine?
Decanting wine is, yes, it's always for a red wine. Because the white wine, it would just get too warm.
Right. So the decanter is, does it matter how wide it is?
It doesn't really make a huge difference. The wider it is, the more likely it's going to open up the flavors.
Okay.
But there's 2 purposes to using a decanter. Number 1, you want to aerate the wine. Okay. Number 2, if it is a Cab Sauvignon, an older wine, it's going to have sediment in it. So when you pour into the decanter, most of the sediment will end up stuck in the bottle. So it doesn't end up in people's glasses.
And how long do you let that kind of open
You know what?
up?
It depends. The older the wine, the longer. But you want to let it open anywhere from about 15 minutes all the way up to, you could let it go for an hour or 2. And it's good for about 12 hours.
Okay.
Don't store it overnight and try and drink it the next day.
No.
It won't be as good.
Won't be as good. Okay. Next up is Collins or Highball.
Right. So tall glasses, mostly for multi-ingredient drinks where you have to muddle, where you have to mix, where you have to add different things, add a lot of soda. The short glasses, the old-fashioned or the rock glass, is like Scotch with a couple of ice cubes in it or a splash of water. And then, of course, the martini glass. Again, we see here, stemmed, non-stemmed. Non-stemmed, you can hold here. There's ice in it. You should be fine.
It cold.
This one, you want to hold nice and low.
Right. Okay. What's the difference between these 2 glasses?
You know what? It's really
the fluted versus round. I don't get that.
It's really a preference.
Yeah.
In the case of champagne, these are very cute and pretty and lovely, but you lose all the bubbles.
Right.
For martinis, it doesn't make a huge difference.
Okay.
I'm a big fan of the fact that, you know, all I need is I need shelter. I need about 6 bottles of wine, and I'm on holidays. So, you know, enjoy it. Have fun. Take 1 or 2 of these things.
Yeah.
You're not going to buy all this glassware at home,
Right.
but maybe you know a thing or 2 extra about your wine.
We do. Next time we'll hit champagne, but we don't have time for that.
Absolutely.
Thank you to Sebastien. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day. Awesome. Awesome. So that's what I